Still tracking thunderstorms across southern Wisconsin and keeping an eye out for any of these storms to become severe as we expect alert day conditions to last through the night using Radar 3000 and Future Track to keep you up on the latest.
A young couple's apartment flooded with almost an inch of water after Monday's storms. I'm Arman Rahman. They tell me that it was partially due to poor maintenance. I'll have more from them and property management straight ahead.
Plus, could 16-year-olds soon be able to vote for school board candidates? The new resolution and what the authors are saying about it. And we welcome you to News 3 now at 6. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sarah Carlson.
And I'm Susan Simon. Eric is on assignment tonight. He'll be joining us in just a little bit. But we begin at 6 with alert day conditions here in southern Wisconsin. We could see more heavy rain and maybe even some severe storms tonight.
It's common. Some areas have already seen severe weather move through. For the latest, let's head straight to Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington with our first warm weather forecast.
That's correct. We had tornado warnings earlier this evening in Vernon and in Juneau counties. And let's take a look at radar here in Madison. A shower and thunderstorm just north of the lake right now. We'll take a zoom off to the north and towards the east. No warnings to the north and east, but we did just get a new warning that was issued out of the National Weather Service in La Crosse. This is the very latest. It just came in here right at the top of our show that this severe thunderstorm warning. Radar indicated winds to 60 miles per hour. This is for Richland and for Vernon counties. Let's quick put a path on this, a track on this storm here as it moves off towards the east at a relatively quick pace. So 60 mile per hour winds moving through Vernon and over towards Richland County. That's going to bring this into the Boaz area at about 6:11 p.m. Sheldon at 6:12 p.m. Richland Center, you have approximately 20 minutes to prepare for this thunderstorm with winds potentially upwards of 60 miles per hour, and the Ithaca area as we head towards as we head towards the end of the newscast. Let's use our wind tracker tool to see what we're seeing in terms of winds out ahead of this line of thunderstorms. Strongest winds right now, and sometimes it takes a while for these winds to make it from higher up in the thunderstorm closer down to the ground. But what we're seeing right now, winds, I'm not seeing winds right now of 60 miles per hour with our wind tracker, but that does not mean that eventually those winds higher up will make it down to the ground in the form of wind gusts potentially upwards of 60 miles per hour. So we'll certainly keep an eye on that thunderstorm and additional thunderstorms in southwest Wisconsin. We're all in an environment right now with high amounts of humidity and plenty of twist and shear in the atmosphere for any of these storms to rotate and produce damaging winds. Future Track bringing that line completely through Madison and through the area by the time we get to midnight tonight. Coming up in Maine weather, we'll do another track on that severe thunderstorm for Vernon and for Richland counties. That's coming up.
All right, thank you, Alex. Monday's storms left a young couple's newer apartment flooded and their lives overturned.
But they tell our Arman Rahman that it was less about the weather and more about what they say was a negligent landlord that rained on their parade.
Within 30 minutes, our entire apartment had at least an inch of water throughout it.
This was Monday. On Thursday,
It smells like mold.
Ellie Kerrigan says back in April, her and her fiancé had complained to Patriot Properties Maintenance that their front door was leaking water.
Fixed, and his response was, well, when the property has money, I guess. And it's like, okay, we can't control that. And back and forth, there really isn't any back and forth. Like, we keep asking.
It wasn't until May when Kerrigan says maintenance came over and literally cemented her front door in the rain, keeping it from opening. The founder of Patriot Properties, Chris Gans, confirmed that over the phone with me. He said he had been waiting for his contractor who needed to re-cement the entryway in front of the door. In the meantime, they did apply sandbags. Then when it rained earlier this week,
there was water coming through the door at the fastest we have ever seen it. Both of our couches, 4 bookshelves, bed frame, there are 2 like little cubicle shelves. We put stuff in the bathtub to keep it from getting water damage and mold.
Gantz told me on the phone they did offer the couple 2 other units to move into, but they refused.
It was only one apartment that they offered us. They never said anything about this other apartments here.
The couple and their pets ended up moving in with some friends in Watertown.
It's upsetting because I know I'm not the only person. The fact that we had to lose our first home to something like this and not even be compensated, or not even compensated, just like reassured by the company. Like, why would we want to keep renting with them? Or why would we even want to rent anymore in general?
Kerrigan says her renter's insurance agent told them their belongings were not covered because the flooding was due to improper repair and not a natural disaster. So the insurance agent said Patriot Properties was responsible. Reporting in Madison, Armand Rama, News 3 Now.
Armand, thank you. That representative with Patriot Properties told us he will provide a statement from the company, and we'll provide that statement on channel3000.com as soon as we get it. You can track the forecast for yourself on our First Warn weather app, by the way. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather.
A man who pled guilty in a violent home invasion back in 2016 in Madison will spend 20 years in prison. Today, a judge sentenced 36-year-old Shabri Link for a break-in back in 2016. He and another man duct taped a man and his girlfriend while their kids watched. The two then shot the man. The judge also sentenced him for a separate incident in 2021. Link was part of a duo that shot and killed 24-year-old Eric Ranson outside of a home on the northeast side. After his sentence, Link will be under extended supervision for 10 years.
Dane County officials are trying to get younger voters motivated to go to the polls.
And one way they hope to do that is by lowering the voting age for school board elections. Our Tanisha Shaw talked to the representative behind the solution that could allow students as young as 16 to vote.
I think that everybody should be able to vote and have their voice heard.
Students at Madison West High School are using what they learned to help shape their local government.
And they came to us and said, you know, we have this idea. We've been working on a project for a while now where we want to propose lowering the voting age for school board elections. And they were super passionate about this, and it was really great to hear from them.
Dane County Supervisor Henry Freeze oversees the county's youth council and collaborated with West High School students to bring the resolution to legislators.
It was super cool to see how, you know, that kind of community effort, really bringing in the voices of people younger than me, which is, you know, not the easiest thing to do because there's not a whole lot of people that are interested in local government at all that are younger than me at this point in my life.
In the original resolution, Freeze asked to specifically lower the voting age to 16 years old for elections involving school board members. But after feedback from his colleagues, that changed.
The executive committee, where some concerns were raised about the feasibility of having special ballots just for these 16 and 17-year-olds, and also, why didn't this go further? Why didn't this include other youth voting initiatives that we outlined, such as the WISC card, such as registration of residency requirements, other stuff that is included in that sub.
The final resolution proposes a study that the Legislative Council will use to look into ways to have better voting participation.
I think it's vitally important to have an engaged citizenry, and that starts as early as, you know, research shows that they can make these life-changing decisions. They're old enough to get a job. They're old enough to pay taxes, right?
Reporting in Madison, Tanisha Shaw, News 3 Now.
Tanisha, thank you. If the resolution passes, the study will be used to influence policies in the near future. While happening tonight at the Orpheum Theater in downtown Madison, you can relive one of the greatest runs in UW sports history with the Made 'em Believe 2015 Badger basketball reunion.
This is an event Badger basketball fans won't want to miss, and don't forget that year either. For more on tonight's event, let's go live to Eric Franke, who is at the Orpheum Theater. Hey, Eric, what's up?
Susan and Sarah, yeah, it is quite a night here. It's like they brought the Cole Center from Dayton Street up to State Street here at the Orpheum, where they are going to relive the team from 2015 that made it all the way to the national championship game under the leadership of Bo Ryan and those star players who are on the stage behind me. It's hard to miss Frank Kaminsky, Sam Decker, Josh Gosser, and the legendary Hall of Fame head coach Bo Ryan. They're teaming up with one of their former teammates, Ben Brust, and Ben with ESPN Wisconsin now is going to moderate kind of a conversation between all of them, telling the old fun, untold stories from that team and that magical year. And it should be a really engaging conversation. They've got all kinds of fun things planned. The UW Alumni Band is here. There's all kinds of things I can't even tell you about. A little bit of an embargo on that information right now, but it is going to be a special night for Badger fans to relive that magical team. Now, I talked to Bo Ryan about it a little bit ago. We're going to hear from him a little bit later in sports, but if you still want tickets, you can still get them here at the Orpheum. Go to the Orpheum Theater's website for more information, but we're set to tip off shortly a magical night at 7 o'clock here at the Orpheum. Orpheum. Susan, Sarah, back to you.
Cannot believe it's been 10 years. It is so cool to see them all together again. I want to know what they're all doing now.
Exactly. We're excited to hear it.
Yeah, we'll rejoin you coming up in just a little while, Eric. Thanks so much.
And coming up on News 3 Now at 6, a Supreme Court decision that could have massive implications on Planned Parenthood.
Plus, a warning on the future of Social Security, what it could mean for you and your money.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
The Supreme Court is blocking Planned Parenthood from suing South Carolina over allegations it is infringing on civil rights. The lawsuit was filed after the state decided to pull Planned Parenthood's Medicaid funding because it provides abortions. The court's opinion was 6-3, divided along conservative and liberal lines. The High Court's decision that Planned Parenthood cannot sue the state could prompt other states to target the organization's funding, and this could make it harder for Americans enrolled in the program to choose their doctor.
Analysts have a warning about the Social Security system. They say it could run out of money within the next decade, by 2033. That's despite millions paying in for decades. But 11,000 baby boomers are turning 65 every day, and fewer people are working to inject cash into the system. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger explains what that could mean for you and your money.
The system will only be able to pay out about 3/4 of benefits that have been promised. That's the math behind this.
Possible fixes include raising the payroll tax cap, increasing the payroll tax rate, or raising the retirement age. Any change, though, would likely require congressional action.
Well, there's still more ahead on News 3 Now at 6.
When we come back, there's something fun for all horse lovers to check out in Madison through the end of the weekend. We'll have a preview of the event coming up next.
And how much more rain can we expect to get for the rest of the week? Alex has the complete forecast after this.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Time is running out to vote for the best of Madison.
You have until Monday to cast your vote. This year, there are 5 sections, 150 categories of all the people, places, and things you love about Madison. Voting runs through June 30th on Monday, and you can cast 1 vote in each category. The winners will be revealed in Madison Magazine's October issue. And you can find a full list of the categories on channel3000.com. Just look for Best of Madison at the top of the website.
Right now, the Alliant Energy Center grounds are playing host to the Regional Arabian Horse Championships. If you didn't know, Arabian horses are the oldest pure-blood breed of horse in the world. They originated, as the name suggests, in the Arabian Peninsula and have been an origin point for many horses breeds around the world. One of the organizers of the event says hosting the show in Madison helps to expand access.
The change in agriculture gives people less access to horses, and that's one reason why we're doing so much to try to invite the public in here to meet these horses and experience this, because it is harder for them to access them.
And they are beautiful. More than 300 horses are here for the event. It runs now, daily through Sunday, free as well. The big spotlight session is Saturday night with opening celebrations beginning at 5:30.